What is going on, peoples of the internet? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and this is a vlog. I promised to vlog about my Sunday experience at Emerald City Comicon after uh, the podcast Saturday for my Emerald City Comicon Friday experience. Um, so Friday, I have a little like snippet video that I want to show you. But for Sunday, it was pretty awesome. I got to see some more amazing cosplay. And I think the only thing I really got to do on Sunday was to see the Tom Felton panel. I got to see Tom Felton. Actually, I got to do two things. I got to see uh, two panels. One was everything you should ever know about voice acting, because I want to be an actor, and one of the things that I want to do is become a voice actor. So I have decided that I should go see this panel, and so it happened to be, at the main stage. I went to the main stage in costume, of course. And I saw this panel. It had people like Troy Baker, who I think he voiced the Batman. He voiced Batman in the Arkham games, and Jim Cummings, who voiced Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and King Triton, and a bunch of other characters. And other ones like the guy who voiced Pinky, which I never actually saw that show. Sorry, I just haven't. I guess just never really interested me. It's just kind of a silly show. But there are a lot of other voice actors that were on stage. I think there was the guy from Simpsons, maybe. Also a guy from Adventure Time, a show I also haven't seen yet because it's silly. It's also, but they were all just talking about the different things they do to get into the voice acting world. And like the idea that voice acting is more than just voice. It's like you acting with your voice. Um, and a lot of the stories that I heard, like I only heard one story about it, but one of them was the big guy, the beard. I can't remember his name exactly. I don't memorize all of them, but he had a story about getting basically the idea of getting turned down, like because you never know. It's like kind of like writing a book. You can get your book rejected. You can get turned into a role, and he thought he was like so excited about getting this role for this pilot show or something, um, that he was like so excited when he got the call, and then he was like, oh my god, I'm so excited about doing this role. I can't wait. And then the crazy thing about the story that he said is that the guy on the other end was like, you didn't get the memo. Apparently, the guy hadn't believed him about being his friend or something like that, and ended up having to cut him from the pilot. And so he felt so bad. So I mean, I don't remember exactly how the story went. I'm just memorizing this based off of what I remember. But it just goes to show you that voice acting is tough. It's a tough business. I mean, acting is alone very hard. But I learned a lot about voice acting. I mean, I also got to hear some voices. Them actually do the voices. Like I got to hear Jim Cummings do the voice of Winnie the Pooh, and I think that's it. But it was a really interesting panel. It was basically just questions panel. Like they'll talk about, it would talk about voice acting, and then fans would ask them questions. I think one of the guys he did Jake on Adventure Time, and I haven't seen that because it's not my kind of show. I do recognize the voice because I've seen little ads from the show on Cartoon Network before, so I have seen the show. Well, no, sorry, I've seen the character and I've seen a clip from it, like an ad, like a 10-second ad about it. So I know the voice. I recognize the voice. So one of the things he did was I've asked him about breathing with voice acting, and one of them, he's like, you gotta like breathe. The way you breathe is you have to like not let your shoulders go up, just let your the bottom part of your stomach just kind of go up and down. And that's just the way he did it. And then there was a bunch of other questions, but most of them I didn't really recognize the actors for them. But Troy Baker, he did Batman. I don't know which one he did. I don't know which one he did for. I don't know because I haven't actually played all the Arkham games. I've been playing Arkham Origins, but I haven't played all of them, so I don't really know which games he actually voiced. I think he did the original ones, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight. I don't know. But I also found out that Cummings, I think it's Jim Cummings who it is now, kind of took over the role of the Joker for the Batman animated series. I think that's maybe no. Mark Hamill did that animated series, and he took over from Mark Hamill for the games, um, for I think Origins and Blackgate. No, Arkham Knight, but there's also a big fan of Blackgate. So it was a really interesting panel to hear that, and we even got to hear a little bit of some backstory from the other guy about voice acting. I mean, overall, it was a really, really interesting panel. Because I remember one of the stories that I told the first one, but the second story was about I can't remember his name exactly, but he's big and he has a gray beard, and one of the stories was that he I think he threw out his voice and just couldn't voice act and they had to replace him. So it goes to show you that that can be pretty crazy. So then there's the Tom Felton one. That was a really, really interesting panel. I loved it. It was a great panel. Um, Basically, him talking about his role on the show and the Flash also, because he's now in the Flash too. He was in Harry Potter, and then he's like people love him as a Draco Malfoy. It was great to see him. Actually, really cool. But the hat he was wearing at the panel actually was the same hat that Julian wears in The Flash, which is really cool. So I was really happy to see that. And I was just happy to see the guy. People asked him about his time on the show, and just overall amazingness that was Draco Malfoy, and he was really experienced on the show, getting to be jazzed up about going off Flash, which is so cool, and then like him, you know, experiencing being on the set with like as an 11-year-old not being able to talk to Alan Rickman, late Alan Rickman, until like 6 years into the movies. So it probably was like uh, Half a Prince when he probably talked to him because he's pretty creepy. I think he said he something like he's like hello boy or something like that because Alan Rickman apparently was pretty scary. So but it was really fun to see Tom Felton. I love Tom Felton. He was a great actor. And then after that, I went to the Sheraton Hotel, and yesterday, Saturday, I had if you listen to the podcast, then you know that I had a story about the Sheraton Hotel. It took me forever to get there. I now memorized where the Sheraton Hotel was, so I was actually able to get to the booth. And let me tell you, when you go to Comic Con or any kind of convention, you're gonna have to be a lot of waiting. And I was in the Sheraton Hotel. I was just standing in line. Of course, when I got there, the 10,000 booth was completely full. Like it was the line for the 10,000 was just capped. So I had to wait quite literally an hour. I think I got there at a little before. I think it was so he starting started at I think it was 3:30, and I got there a little before 3:30, and I had to wait in line, standing in my chainmail and sword and everything. I had I had a Coke Zero. I had my shield, my sword. Of course, my sword was broken. I have no idea how that happened. I'm not sure if you've ever experienced finding out that something's broken and you're not knowing about it. So I didn't even know my sword had broken. So like, and broken I mean like so on the master sword which I have for my costume, it's like the master sword. So one of the hinges had broken off and I hadn't even known about it. So I'm like looking. I looked at and I was talking to some girl who is cosplaying looked like a Walking Dead character. I don't know. I just have seen the Walking Dead characters on Facebook. But she was talking about, she pointed out that the line for Top Felton is huge, and I followed over to someone else who was telling us where the lines were, and it was capped. So I essentially had to wait in line for an hour. I got in line. I just sat there waiting, looking around. Saw the defensive Defror, or his name is. He played Kingpin and Daredevil. Um, and yeah, so I just waited. So I was waiting there from about when he started taking autographs to 4:30. I think I finally got my autograph at 4:30, or I think it was 4. I think it was a little after 4:30, so just about an hour of waiting. So imagine having, excuse me, having to wait standing, waiting for an hour, just waiting standing an hour. I mean, there was occasional we would move, but just on your feet for an hour, in heavy chainmail, sword in your back, all this costume on. It was painful. I mean, I don't like standing myself, but it was terrible to sit through that. But it was all worth it because in the end, I got to not only record Tom Felton's voice, but also I got to my voice. I got to actually record. I put my phone in my boot so I would be able to possibly hear pick up a conversation, the question I had for him, and I just let it record. I got a little bit of it. So I'll play it for you now. So
Why did they change your hairstyle? I don't know, man. It's directed his own style. So is that it happens to back to this one? Yeah. I guess it's the director's decision.
that was the voice that you heard. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I was really happy that I saw that. That I got to see him. And he basically, I just asked him about his, I asked him the question that I never got to ask him, and it was awesome to see. I got to get an autograph. I finally got over to got an autograph, and he's British, so I got to see him, and I got to meet him. I got to shake his hand, and get his autograph, which was Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, in the scene where they had the monster books. That was pretty awesome to see. So I finally got to meet him, ask the question, and he just with can't say the director makes his decisions around that. So probably talking about Alfonso Cuarón, who directed the Prisoner of Azkaban movie. So that was an honor to meet him. I loved it to see that. So that was pretty much my experience. And then I think that I mentioned on Saturday about the Michael Rooker panel. Now, I was disappointed about this con about not being able to see any of me because I got people got to take pictures of me. The only evidence of actually seeing me was this little video I found on YouTube, where someone captured a video of Michael Rooker freaking out over my sword and saying it's so cool and everything, and then that's my question. But that was like the first time that I've been that close to sword. He actually put his arm around me. It was awesome, seriously. So yeah, I'll play it for you now.
Dude, this is so cool! How come they didn't put one of those little yellow things on the end of this thing? Because you could really die if I stabbed you like this. Dude, this is a real blade.
We hit the black and white, we hit the black.
We better put this link. I'm gonna put this back in before I hurt myself.
All right, Michael, you got 30 seconds to go through
Shut
that
up,
line.
woman! What's your question? Okay, this is Northern Canada. This is in the north, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. Please hush your mouth, woman. Go for it.
How has Yondu's relationship with Star-Lord changed since season Volume 1?
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
That was Michael Rooker. If you saw that, it was just unbelievable to see, and I was really happy. It was funny to see him. I mean, he was overall a funny guy, but it was so fun to just be there on Friday, and then of course Sunday also. I didn't get to see quite as many because of that line for Tom Felton, so I got to miss. I think I missed 2 panels, but it was unbelievable to see all these this experience. So yeah, I think that'll end this ramble here. I just thought I should tell you about my experience on Sunday, and just a little snippet from Friday that you never got to see because there wasn't much to. I mean, I explained my experience on Friday, but you didn't actually get to see the actual panel, or at least the Michael Rooker freakout where he freaked out over my sword. So I hope you enjoyed that clip. And yeah, so thank you for watching this vlog. I'm not gonna do vlogs all the time, just whenever I need to. Well, I think it's necessary to do vlogs. Because I'm not really a vlogger, but I feel like, you know, I should tell you about my experience. So yeah, thank you for watching this vlog. If you are watching it, it's awesome. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate if you subscribe. It'd be awesome. And yeah, comment down below what you thought of this video. And I will see you next time for the next video.